Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Sunday service of Now Creations. Let me again affirm that it's just nice to be here with you, to be in this wonderful energy, a great sense of love and kindness, and yet great intelligence, smartness. It's wonderful to know who we are and what we're doing here on the planet. Just a couple of comments before we begin today. Let me first of all, again, announce the wonderful opportunity we have starting on Monday, May the 3rd. We'll be doing a Monday evening meditation from 7 to 8 o'clock each Monday evening. You should have received an email on Friday morning to this effect. And I also ask you to make sure you download the information so we'll have that available for that first Monday, May the 3rd. Let me also suggest that you might want to complete the member survey if you have not done so. Again, you would have received an email about around April 14th and ask that you complete that survey by the end of the month. Just appreciate all the work we're doing to assist each other in our growth. Let me begin by, first of all, today in the teaching to thank so many of you who have responded so graciously to our 5-part series on the inner light, the inner illumination. It is such a joy to share this inner light with you, and sharing it with you, knowing that we also share it with our family and our friends. And in addition to that, we realize that the inner illumination is really the evolutionary pathway forward for humanity, for the planet, and for our contribution to the greater universe. I am very happy to announce that today I will begin another series of teachings entitled Living Tomorrow Today. Living Tomorrow Today. Let me begin by telling you how I arrived at this title and then begin the first teaching. First, how I arrived at this title. Over the past years, I have read many books on near-death experiences, from Raymond Moody's classic book entitled Life After Life in 1975 to Eben Alexander's Proof of Heaven in 2012. His account being a wonderful presentation of an agnostic neurosurgeon who underwent a near-death experience. Recently, some friends of mine recommended a new book on near-death experiences by Dr. Bruce Grayson, a psychiatrist who has studied near-death experiences for 50 years. For 50 years. The book is simply entitled After. Let me show you simply a copy of the book. The book is entitled After, indicating both what happens after a near-death experience and especially what happens after Earth life. This book is very scientifically oriented and presents a wonderful compendium of near-death experiences. The book is very well worth reading, although not a must-read. It's just a very good book on a very interesting topic. Let me now tell you how I approached the book. Previous books on near-death experiences have always touched a presence within me. It was like something within me yearned for that type of experience presented in the near-death experience, although I personally have never had such an experience. But I did have, in a sense, that intention as I read Dr. Grayson's book, that this is going to be something new for me. This was my intention. Why do we have to wait? Why do we have to wait until we die to experience the qualities of life experienced by those who have had near-death experiences? Do we not have right here, right now, do we not have right here, right now, the same soul spirit abilities that the near-death experiences had when they moved into their near-death experience. Let me repeat that. Do we not have the same soul spirit abilities right here, right now, that the near-death experiencers had when they moved into their near-death experience? They experience what they experience from what they had to experience with. Do we not have the same abilities to experience such things? While they did experience a future, they experienced that future with the same soul spirit qualities that we have. So why would we not be able to experience that future also? Why could we not experience that future today? Why could we not live like that here and now? And with all the spiritual work that we have done, I felt quite confident that we could live tomorrow today, that we could live the future now. Not only did I feel that we could live the future now, but I also felt that, quite frankly, we are ready to do so. Actually, I think our present earthly life has become maybe just a little stale. A little stale. And I think we're ready for more spirit, for more pizzazz, for more juice, for more of the more. Thus, when I was reading Dr. Grayson's book, I did so with this goal in mind. What are the ideas that those who had a near-death experience had that would also be meaningful to us? What ideas could we take from their experiences and put into practice here and now on the earth in our present lives? How can we usher in tomorrow today? As I began this analysis of future ideas that we can use today, I found two things. First, many of the experiences that the near-deathers had are already experiences that many of us are having, such as a feeling of oneness with all things. Although the near-death experiencers seem to have those experiences at a vaster level, that there seemed to be a greater degree of certainty about which they spoke. But nevertheless, we have a similar experience of that oneness. Secondly, I thought that I would probably make a list of 10 to 15 of these ideas. I was quite surprised that when I finished the book, I had a list of 60 such ideas, 60 ways of elevating our present life here on earth. Realizing that 60 ideas would take more than a year of weekly teachings, I organized the 60 ideas into 5 categories, made it much more manageable. Far and away, of the 5 categories, the one that was the most important was what I termed philosophical considerations. Philosophical considerations. I'm sure that's no surprise to you, knowing me. But the other 4 categories were also very meaty. The other 4 were present qualities of life that we are capable of living, purpose and meaning in daily life, release of fears, especially concerning death, and feelings of inner wholeness. So today, what I want to do is to begin this series of teachings entitled Living Tomorrow Today. Let's begin first of all with the general definition of a near-death experience, and then, of course, one of my good friends, some teachings from Aristotle. First definition. A near-death experience in popular terms is an unusual experience that a person has on the brink of death and then recounted by that person after survival. Such an experience usually has with it an out-of-body experience with various life-changing results. Let me repeat that definition. A near-death experience in popular terms is an unusual experience that a person has on the brink of death and then recounts that experience after recovery. And such an experience usually has associated with it an out-of-body experience with various degrees of life-changing results. I presume that at least some of you have read a couple of articles about near-death experiences. Maybe you know someone who has had a near-death experience, or maybe you personally have had a near-death experience. Very, very interesting area. Now for a little bit from my good friend Aristotle. One of the most profound teachings of Aristotle for me was his definition of what a faculty is. A faculty for Aristotle is the ability to experience something. It's the ability to experience something. For example, you need the faculty of a body to experience sensations. You need the faculty of a mind to experience thoughts. Now this was crystal clear to me. Those who have had a near-death experience have the same faculties that you and I have. They have soul consciousness, they have minds, emotions, and bodies. Same faculties. Now, if they use their faculties to experience something more in the near-death experience, why couldn't we, who have the same faculties of soul experiences, minds, emotions, and bodies, why could not we use their experiences to enlarge our experiences here and now? Because we have the same faculties. Let me say it again. Now, if the near-death experiences use their faculties to experience something more in their near-death experiences, well, why couldn't we, who have the same faculties of soul consciousness, minds, emotions, and bodies, use their experiences to enlarge our own here and now? Because we have the same faculties. This made perfect sense to me. So what I will be doing in this next series of teachings is to bring tomorrow here today. We don't have to wait to have a near-death experience or to pass, because we have the same faculties as those who already had such experiences. We just need to turn on the best of the faculties so that we might experience that future joy now. I know that makes sense. Let's see how we can go about it. So let me begin with one of the philosophical teachings. What many near-death experiencers said was the life there is more real than the life here. life is more real there than here. Well, for me, this meant two things. The first one was obvious. The second one, not quite so obvious, but becoming more obvious. Let me explain. Let's take that first obvious meaning, that life is more real there than here. To me, the first obvious meaning is that there is less noise. There is less noise in the near-death out-of-body experience. This makes perfect sense to me. You just do not have all of the stuff there that you have here. That doesn't mean just all of the duties you have, from working, putting food on the table, paying bills, but it also includes that the people here are often different than the people there. Many times the people here in your life are a lot noisier than the people there. What a difference when you have such loving counterparts there than many of the people we often have to deal with here. Whiners, complainers, controllers, blamers, judgmentalists, to name a few. Life, situations, responsibilities, and people do pose a very noisy experience here that is not present there. Just the truth of the matter. However, there is that second point that is not quite so obvious, but is becoming more obvious. While our external environments are noisier here than there, our internal environments are not nearly as noisy now for many of us. Rather than living from the noisy outside-in environment of the world, many of us now live from the quieter inside-out environment of our soul spirit. Let me repeat this. We are living much more from the quieter, calmer, smarter environment of our soul spirit. We have become different from within. Our sense of self has changed from the personality self involved in the external noisy world to the soul spirit self in the God spirit. Do you not see that we are now turning on the faculty of our soul spirit? We're turning it on. You have always had this faculty, but for many years it has been dormant. And certainly for many of us in a sense, it's been on the back burner of our lives. Not anymore. Not anymore. You have truly begun to live from the inside out, from your soul spirit to the world. The world is less bothersome. It's less noisy because you have become a more conscious soul spirit presence in the world. Now, honestly, do you not see that you are bringing there, here? That you're living tomorrow, today. You can phrase it any way you want to. You are bringing heaven to earth, awareness to the planet. You are the light of the world. But in essence, we are living undeniably from our soul spirit. That's bringing there, here. Quite an accomplishment. And might I say that we have just begun to do so, that we are beginning to bring a second aspect of the there, here, namely unlimited creativity, unlimited goodness. Let me explain. Because you live from the inside out, the quality of what you are bringing to daily living has changed. You realize that goodness and creativity have less to do with things and more to do with your presence. The love, the goodness, the unlimited creativity from your soul spirit is now a palpable presence that you are bringing into life. Others notice it, and I suspect that you notice it yourself. Let me again be perfectly clear. You realize that you have a participation in something bigger than you. You realize that you have a participation in something bigger here than simply you. And you don't have to be there to realize how much you now bring to here. You don't have to be there to realize what you're doing here. You realize that it's not the little you running your show anymore, but rather the vaster, larger, more creative soul spirit is now bringing its goodness to light as you. You delight in being bigger than you used to be. You are no longer here simply to leave so that you have to have an out-of-body experience, but rather you are here in your body today. You are being the fullness of life. Your faculty of being a soul spirit has been turned on irrevocably. Your faculty of being a soul spirit, fully illumined, has been turned on irrevocably. We can say that you are the heaven here that is also there. You're the heaven here because of your soul living that is the heaven everywhere. Finally, it seems like Jesus' words in the Lord's Prayer is being fulfilled in you here. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. These words, I believe, are being fulfilled by us here. The kingdom is vital here. Don't back away. Step up. May all of us truly continue to bring there, here, even amid the noise, which itself is just another opportunity of greater creativity. Truly, what fun. In conclusion, I trust that you have enjoyed this, the first in series of near-death experiences that we are able to live here and now. Now, there is so much more to come that you know the essence right now. The essence very simply is to consciously live from our soul spirit. To consciously live from our soul spirit. Bringing there, here. Living tomorrow, today. Let me now take you into meditation, and what a joy it is to do so. Let us begin our meditation today, as we normally do, by simply focusing on the breath and allowing the breath to truly calm us, to calm the body, empty out the mind, and bring your soul to the fore. Please begin. And would you simply begin by noting that it's really something when a person has a near-death experience, something really changes radically about them. If you have had one, you certainly know what that means. But even if you've just read about them, something very, very interesting, something beyond seems to be occurring. And yet, that which they're experiencing beyond is being experienced by the same faculties that we all have. The near-deathers had to use their soul experiences, their soul spirit, their minds, emotions, and bodies to experience what they did. And for a moment, would you simply focus on the notion that the very same faculties they had, you have. What they used, you have. Now here's the point. When the near-death experiencers seem to indicate something that was a revelation to them, and they experience very deeply, so many times, what they experienced sparks something within us. I'll say it again. So many times what they experienced sparks something within us. Whether it was oneness, universal love, understanding, compassion, something there sparks something within us here. Would you please focus on this? What they are experiencing there is speaking to us here. Are you not experiencing an energy within you right now that says, I'm ready for this. I want to be turned on. I want to bring things to the front burner. No more dormancy. I want to live fully here from the beauty and goodness of my soul spirit, here and now. This is what I want. Isn't your soul spirit expanding within you right now, just as we say these words and you hear them? Is not there a spirit within you that just says, yes, 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 yes? Are you not ready to expand into a greater fullness? Oh my gosh, so much more fun. Ready to expand. Moving beyond the littleness of the old you. Being creative in goodness from your soul spirit. Are you not ready for this? Are you not ready to move out of the complacency of the old stuff, the old noise, and to move into the newness of your future, the new possibilities, the newer creativity, I mean, don't you feel it? Don't you want to move forward? And might I say, with others who are similarly moving forward together? And now, the two most important things. The first one, are you not capable of the more? More love, more creativity, more compassion, more joy. Isn't this what you have been training for? Isn't this expansion what your spiritual path has been leading you to? Right at this moment, do you not feel so fully alive? Ready for the next best thing in your life? You are capable. And secondly, you are certain. You are certain. It is very clear to you that you are now living from the inside out, from your soul spirit, in union with the God Spirit. Truly bringing there, here, living tomorrow, today, with certainty. What a joy it's been to share this teaching with you. Don't you feel the energy? Isn't there a smile within you? Living to the fullness of life. There, here, tomorrow, today. What fun. Namaste.